had quite an illustrious career, Swift and such, but you're kind of at the point now where you get to choose what you do, and you only get to do the things that you really want to do. It's not, I hope anyway, it's not paycheck to paycheck. So why focus on things like Breaking Banks Europe, like FinTech Stage? What's the what drives you around that? What is it that makes you go, yeah, I'm going to go and do this?
So you can say that on the personal level, my professional lives, and I use a plural, for a reason, are basically around 4 axes. Okay, there is one axe that is really, the FinTech Stage, now it's called FTS, and the Breaking Banks, all the part that basically we help, financial industry players to get smarter. Okay, in general, whether it is to find the right partner, the right deal flow, the right, commercial opportunity, the right engagement with the startup. And the podcast, the Breaking Banks Europe, is actually an integral part of this dialogue that we are building between startups, regulators, financial services players, and so forth. So this is the first act. Then there is the whole Africa investing, financial inclusion, talent, and timepledge.org, which is my favorite platform to coach African entrepreneurs. And actually, I think it's worth to use this opportunity to announce that we are actually launching by far the biggest FinTech event in Africa in Kigali in June. Okay. It's 2,000 to 3,000 people, presidents coming, ministers, regulators in Kigali. It's 21 and 22nd of June this year, with a huge exhibition. All the African unicorns will come, and it's a collaboration between Monetary Authority of Singapore, Elevandi, and Rwanda Finance, which is a government body created by the government to make Kigali one of the financial centers in Africa. So this is the second really emerging markets focus on Africa set of activities that I love and I constantly choose.
I'm going to do a little plug for ourselves there, because literally maybe an hour ago I was flipping through my emails and we've got the media partnership with that event as well in June. So I'm like,
and we need to talk and we need to think, what do we do there? Because
I've never been.
It's going to be an amazing opportunity for the continent and also for people who want, to build a truly cross-African, business in the fintech space. And together with this, it goes TimePledge, and TimePledge is the platform to coach African entrepreneurs on soft skills. We have done sessions in almost 10 countries already. It's free for the entrepreneurs, and we call it the pledgers. So people like you and me who are pledging time, at the same time of a conference or an event or an mission, and TimePledge will help orchestrate sessions where you can share your experience to young African entrepreneurs. And I'm already in the board of 5 African startups and invested in 5 more, so close to a dozen of African businesses between Portuguese-speaking Africa, Francophone Africa, and Anglophone Africa, so spanning across the continent.
Sorry, can I just pause there for a second, because I've been meaning to ask you this. How many languages do you speak? Because there was something...
You never asked this question. So I'm Italian, of course, and I speak a poor English, as you figure already. But I've lived 17 years between Paris and Brussels. So, and I have one kid born in Paris and the other one born in Brussels, actually. But I studied in Spain, and I live in Portugal, so I speak fluently 5 languages. Actually, English, I never studied it. I learned English in Amsterdam close to 30 years ago when I did my thesis here.
Gotcha. There was some debate about that the other day. I was like, I swear he speaks Portuguese as well. So, yeah. Absolutely know that.
I was actually hanging out with the only Portuguese speaker of this that I know him for a while, and I always bitch about the Portuguese SME market, because, remember?
Antonio?
We said, exactly, so we said 4 pillars, right? So the FTS, Fintech Stage pillar, and the podcast, the Africa pillar. Then there is the whole like speaking engagement, and me as a consultant, as an advisor, as a non-executive director, as a personal investor to a few startups. That's like my third set. And the fourth, which is maybe the more or the less popular one, is me as an entrepreneur. Because I actually have 2 businesses in Portugal that I built in the past 6 years. One is in the real estate domain. So we have both an agency and also a managed apartment business. And if you want to come to Lisbon, you give me a call, and I place in one of the apartments that we manage. And this is a business that employs like 5 people already, so it's been growing. And recently, I also invested in a Brazilian churrasco. So it's after being a client for 6 years to the same guy, I then asked him, okay, maybe I should invest in the business because I love the chicken and the way Brazilians make chicken. So we open one, and maybe eventually it will become a franchise. So the reason why I'm telling you all these stories is because there is this fourth angle, which is me loving building businesses and learn from them. And actually my next talk, not the one here, but the one is in preparation, is to connect the chicken world and the fintech world. Fintech chickens.
Fintech chickens, right, there we are. That's going to be the clickbait. Matteo Rizzi on connecting the world of chicken to fintech. Incredible, big fan of that.
The reason is simply because when you build a chicken business, you're going to find the same type of resistances to innovation that you find in working in a big bank. So, the guy that always has done things in one way, you need to introduce a new concept, but there is a resistance. Or, for example, you want to learn how to do delivery with 4 different delivery platforms. So there is a technology component that the poor, Brazilian guy is not ready for, and is of course resistant to change. So there is a number of dynamics that are surprisingly similar to the world that we know that can be totally replicated in any business. I love it.
You like it?